Welcome back to the France 24 newsroom. Time now for a look at what's making the headlines in the French papers this Monday. And for that, I'm joined by our press reviewer, Caterina Vitozzi. Caterina, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, first, we're going to start with President Hollande, obviously on holidays, but Syrian politicians aren't stopping with their jumping on the bandwagon saying, what are you doing about Syria?
Absolutely. Now, there's been a lot of political reaction from within France to comments actually made by the former President Nicolas Sarkozy last week. You may remember that he was saying more foreign intervention was needed, implicitly criticising the French government for a lack of action, saying that they needed to do more. Now, in between, that was last Tuesday evening that he released that statement. Yes, and then and today there's been a lot of reaction from various sides of the political spectrum. What we've seen in Le Figaro today is the reaction of the former Prime Minister François Fillon. Now, he was a Prime Minister under President Nicolas Sarkozy. He's saying a little bit of courage is needed, Mr. President. So directly calling out François Hollande, saying, come on, take a risk with Syria. We need to see a little bit of action here. This is what people want to see. He's criticised the government, saying it's been too slow to react, too quiet on the question of Syria. He doesn't believe or doesn't call for a military intervention, so he's not entirely agreeing with former President Nicolas Sarkozy there. But he says very clearly to François Hollande, you know, if I was president, I would get straight on a plane to Moscow
with Angela Merkel.
Yeah, exactly, with Angela Merkel, because she has some great banter on the plane. And he said, take her to Moscow and then get Russia on side with the rest of Europe and indeed with the UN Security Council.
But Hollande busy on holiday and obviously other pressing situations that he's been busy with.
Well, yes, so well, one perhaps slightly less pressing. With his 58th birthday on Sunday, he celebrated, according to La Parisien, at a posh pizzeria on the south coast.
As you do.
As you do, indeed. Apparently he kind of invited a couple of other politicians who were also down there holidaying. But it's also an important anniversary, as Le Parisien points out, because it was his 100th day as president. And what they say is that slice of pizza could have had a rather bittersweet taste. They say that he may have been very conscious, I'm sure he was very conscious, he's been apparently talking to aides every morning, about a recent poll that says that 51% of French people don't believe that Hollande can solve the problems that are currently in France. That is a real dip in the popularity since he won the election.
Despite all the campaign promises, though, certainly that he's kept, it still seems...
Well, exactly, and that is something that Libération pick up on their front page. They say 100 days of Hollande. Is he Mr. Normal, as you say? He very much styled himself in his campaign as, Mr. Down to Earth. Is he normal, or just a little bit sort of sluggish, a bit like an old granddaddy?
What a great compliment there on the front page.
Oh, they're lovely. They're very, very not shy to mince their words. They say François Hollande, 100 days without making waves. They say although he's sort of met a few of the smaller campaign promises, things like he has increased the school allowances, so this is extra cash for families who are sending their children to school to help finance for things like stationery and textbooks.
And finally, we end just on the note of the Olympics, because all the papers are obviously covering the Olympics today, but the French papers too. And in terms of what they are saying about how they came 7th, wasn't it, in the overall Olympics? Yeah. Are they happy? Are they?
Well, Les Parisiens, they're very, very happy. What happiness, they say, with pictures of all the successful athletes there. The paper says that they won 34 medals, but with a few hiccups. They say that the loss in fencing was a real challenge and a real upset for them, although they did finish, as you say, in 7th place overall with 11 gold medals. Libération, however, a little bit more mixed in their reaction. They say that France passed through the highs and lows of the Olympics. Less medals than in Peking, but more of those were gold, saying that events like swimming and judo, now they were a real success, but fencing and equestrian, well, no success there, but 7th in the world can't be too shabby.
Well, still a success, no doubt, overall. Caterina Vitozzi, thank you for joining us. Do stay tuned to France 24.